Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV International, and from a wonderful place here in Egypt, dear viewers, from the Grand Egyptian Museum, the Gem. We bring you today's episode of Nile Cruise. And now, dear viewers, we have a very exclusive guest with us, and our guest is Mr. Mohamed Gamal. And Mr. Mohamed Gamal is an exhibition coordinator here at the Grand Egyptian Museum, the Gem. Dear viewers, the Grand Egyptian Museum won the Green Building Award for the best project in the field of green construction from the Environment and Development Forum, the Road to Sharm el-Sheikh Climate Change Conference 27. Grand Egyptian Museum is the first museum in Egypt to be certified as the Green Building. This comes within the framework of the objectives of the strategy of the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities for Sustainable Development and Egypt's vision in 2030. To maintain the ecological balance and sustainability of tourism and archaeological activity, and to encourage the transition towards a green economy, spreading environmental friendly practices and using renewable energy sources in the tourism and antiquities sectors. And in this context, dear viewers, we have today our distinguished guest to tell us more about all the introduction that I just said now, dear viewers. And it's a wonderful day and a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to have all of you here in our Grand Egyptian Museum.
Sir, the Grand Egyptian Museum has won the Green Building, as I mentioned in my introduction, award for the best project in the field of green construction. Green Building Award. What are the conditions in the specifications that must be met in the museum building to obtain this award, sir?
Well, as you mentioned in your introduction, the sustainable development is a trendy topic. All the nations and all over the world is searching for it. Despite all of the backgrounds we have, even its social, historical, any project, you should apply all the elements which is seeking for or achieving the elements or aspects of the sustainable development goals, which will be, inshallah, emerged at 2030. So in our Grand Egyptian Museum, all the architecture elements we have, the massive design we have allows that we apply, or we have the conditions which allows us to gain such an important award. Also, like what we have, like the ventilation of the ceiling in the atrium, natural ventilations without using the air condition in such a massive building. Otherwise you would like a massive quantity of electricity to operate the air conditions. The drainage system we have to...
Sorry to interrupt, sir, you don't use any air conditions at all in the museum?
In the entrance we have like a space called an atrium. The atrium is a huge space, huge ceiling, so we cannot open the air condition and such. But inside the museum, we have our air condition. I mean also by usage of the water of the winter. The drain system we have compiling all of the water in a huge trunks, so we can use all of these waters after recycling it to irrigate the massive landscape we have outside the museum. Also, this is one of the most important aspects for how can we reuse the water without wasting the natural water we have in our sources and natural sources. Again, also all the lightings we have, all the solar panels, we now are using solar panels in some parts in the museum, the renewable sources of energy, which is also decreasing or reducing the quantity of electricity which will be used or needed for such a massive museum like what we have. So the Green Building Award also very important to have the significance to have such an award, that we are still a project. We are not a real museum, not opening yet. To have such a prize while you are a project under operations or testing operation, this is very, very valuable for us, and this indicates how this museum will be operated perfectly according to the international standards.
So you said the significance of the award, where there are any specific architecture or design elements incorporated into the Grand Egyptian Museum that helped it achieve its green building status?
The landscape we have outside the museum, inside the museum as well, the entrance we have, the massive walls we have, which is allowing us to hang the solar panels outside the museum. As I mentioned, the drainage system we have in all over the museum to compile the water of the winter. So all of these architecture elements allows us to be fitted with the conditions of such an award.
Would you tell us the significance of developing the pyramids and the features, sir, of the Grand Egyptian Museum area, shedding light on the most remarkable features of the state's developing plan, please?
The Egyptian state, of course, have a great attention to the surrounding area of the pyramid itself. And of course, the Grand Egyptian Museum is the hub or the core of such an area. So this demands like to have like all the infrastructures to be prepared very well. So now we have the underground metro, the fourth line is undergoing, it will be finished soon. Also we have all the traffic bridges that are surrounding the area has been already redeveloped again to be fitted with the traffic of the museum visitors. Also what we have is very important to connect the pyramid area, the pyramid plateau with the museum to be like one entity. We have now the touristic walkway which will allow the visitors to pass through the museum to the pyramids and through the pyramids to the museum in a magnificent place, magnificent landscape as it was built before our ancient Egyptian people. Pharaohs built the pyramids, and this all the plateau was like one piece, one entity without any interruption. So now we will rebuild again such a plateau to be connected with such a great museum to connect the future with the past.
When do you estimate the grand opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, sir?
Well, we are seeking to open during this year, but of course, this is this year, inshallah. We are waiting for the decisions from the presidency, the presidency himself, to allow us to call the people from all over the world to attend such a massive inaugurations party, inshallah.
Sir, the Grand Egyptian Museum is Egypt's gift to the world. How do you view this, and how far will the inauguration of this museum boost the tourism industry?
One of the most important vision which is already viewed for such a museum to have like a social role to mean that to connect the people of Egypt with their heritage, with their identity. We need to raise the awareness of all the Egyptians, different backgrounds, different ages, with the importance of such a legend of their history. So this is one of the most important roles the museum will help for such a goal, through the programs, through the camp, through the display itself, to allow the people to know different aspects about the ethics of the ancient Egyptian civilizations, the aspects of the ancient Egyptian civilizations, all the secrets which will be viewed through our display. The ancient Egyptian civilization or the Egyptological field itself is very unique. It's like every day we have a discovery, every day we have a mystery, every day we have like a new interpretation for even a previous discovery. So this is a continuous field and want to be updated to all the people. Also, one of the most important roles for the museum will be the academic role. This will be, inshallah, the most important academic center for the Egyptological field, to allow the people who want to know, who want to read, who want to making like academic research about the Egyptology, inshallah, they will visit us to see this, inshallah.
Okay, sir, tourism is a key pillar of our country's economy. What are the procedures needed to be adopted to boost this industry?
Well, the new strategy of the ministry is to promote Cairo to be like a short city break city program. This is a new program which will be, inshallah, planned to be applied for Cairo. Cairo is deserve a lot. Cairo want to increase their its touristic nights from 2 or 3 touristic nights to 4 or 5 touristic nights. This will be happened through this our museum. So to achieve such a goal, you have to prepare the infrastructures of the hotels, and it's already under innovated. All the hotels surrounding the museums increasing their capacity buildings, their also availability to be ready for hosting many tourists from all over the world. As I mentioned, also all the restaurants, all the bazaars, all of this should be equipped very well to attract many people from all over the world to achieve what we are seeking for the Egyptian tourism.
Okay, sir, Mr. Mohamed Gamal, as an exhibition coordinator, could you please define to the, of course, people that come to the museum and visit the museum, the tourists, the Egyptians, the definition of an exhibition coordinator?
We are like the linking between the design people, the fabricator, and between the installation team, following all of the aspects of the exhibitions since it was like initial drawings, design, fabrication, installing, following all of this progress to facilitate the work to the contractors and subcontractors, also following the coordination of the transportation of the artifacts from different places in Egypt, in Cairo, and some other governorate. So this is the main role of us in the engineering committee of the museum.
Mr. Mohamed Gamal, exhibition coordinator, thank you very much for being with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise from the Grand Egyptian Museum, a wonderful place here in Egypt. We're all awaiting to the, of course, grand inauguration of this wonderful place. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much to have you here as usual, and inshallah we will see you soon in the opening. Inshallah.
It was a pleasure, sir, and thank you very much for your informative knowledge.